Many children in developing countries struggle to get a proper education. Over 260 million children currently do not attend school. This can boil down to three reasons: poverty, discrimination of women in the education systems, and the resegregation of schools around the nation.
Poverty plays a huge role in the worldwide education crisis. In most developing countries, public school is not free. It is up to the families to buy books, uniforms, and school supplies, as well as paying the teacher's salary. Many families are unable to pay for these things, and therefore cannot attend school even if there is one in the area.
In addition, many students don't have access to a school even if they can afford it. Today, 67 million 7 to 12-year-old children are denied the right to education. This is a contributing factor to increased illiteracy rates. Over 20 primary countries still discriminate against females by taking away their right to an education. A devastating example of this is when 15-year-old Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by the Taliban just for pursuing her right to an education. In over 20 developing countries, women illiteracy rates exceed 70%. To put that into perspective, let's say that there's a group of 18 girls. That would mean that 13 of them would not be able to read or write. Girls do not have the privilege of attending school. They are forced to stay home to learn how to cook, clean, and take care of small children.
While some people are discriminated based on gender, others are based on race. Segregation in schools began before 1787 and was outlawed as unconstitutional in 1954. You may be thinking that this issue, both out of school and in school, may seem like it is gone, but it is far from gone, even in the U.S. An article from the Washington Post claims that, in the last few decades, schools have been quietly resegregating, and federal data released in 2016 showed that the number of high-poverty schools serving primarily African American students more than doubled between 2001 and 2014.
And now for an interview with Mr. Gonzalez. Do you believe that the worldwide lack of education is a major problem?
Yes, there are a lot of countries where they don't promote education and don't have enough access to education.
Okay. And what do you think could be the future effects of this education crisis?
With lack of education, you have, I think, more problems in society, more problems internationally also. So you have problems within a country and then problems among different cultures when they aren't educated about each other and other ways of life.
Okay. Adding on to that, do you think that education is the key to success?
Absolutely. There's always the story of the one person who wins the lottery or becomes a famous movie star, but for most people, it's education that leads to success in life. That's, the better your education, the greater chance you have of being successful, being able to provide for your family, for yourself, just having a better life.
And many people don't have that chance for a better life. Many people are illiterate. Do you believe that the literacy rates among children 7 to 12 years of age will go up or down in the next 10 years?
I guess I'm optimistic. I hope it'll go up. I hope that with increased technology, more people get more access to information, that literacy rates will actually go up with time.
Okay. And do you think that gender plays a large factor in the opportunities in the education system?
Absolutely. There are a lot of countries where girls are not allowed to go to school, so it's definitely a problem in many countries around the world.
So what are some opportunities that boys have that girls don't have?
Well, again, all around in the world or in the United States?
In developing countries.
In developing countries. Yeah, there are a lot of countries where, again, only boys are allowed to go to school, only boys have access to certain jobs. There are some countries where women aren't even allowed to work except for very few job opportunities, but most jobs are in some countries are only available to males.
And as a teacher treats both females and males equally. How does this injustice make you feel?
Oh, it makes me angry, very angry.
Okay. And what can be done in the U.S. to help students in developing countries have access to good schools?
Well, there are programs that try to partner up students in different countries. So if there are places that have, like I said, internet access, where they can, kind of like a new version of pen pals, where kids can talk to each other through email, through video chat, through just different ways of interacting with students in other places, allowing them to see the opportunities we have here, the greater equality that we have here. I think that all of that would be beneficial.
Yeah. And what should be done differently within school systems in developing countries that would give all genders an equal chance?
Well, to me, it all has to do with social change, which usually begins with kids. So it's about kids figuring out that what the adults are doing is wrong and making that change in the future. Eventually all us old people are going to die and you guys are going to be in charge. So, you got to start with kids, showing them what's right, what's wrong, what's fair, what's not fair. And as they get older and they become the people that make the decisions, hopefully they will start making those changes that, sometimes take generations to happen, but at least it starts with kids.
Yeah, okay, I totally agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
The lack of fair education is an ongoing issue throughout the world. As segregation was outlawed in 1954, it should never have become a reoccurring problem. The same applies to the lack of education for females. What even is the reason behind that? A study done by TheAtlantic.com shows that, across all grade levels in academic subjects, girls earn higher grades than boys, not just in the US, but across the globe in countries as far afield as Norway and Hong Kong. So why is there still such horrible treatment given to women simply with the desire to learn? Shouldn't it be the other way around, since girls tend to strive more in school?
On the other hand, not enough is being done about poverty in schools. Twice as many low-income parents are depressed compared to other parents. When a child's parents suffer from depression, their brain development is negatively affected, causing lower success in school education. Currently, nearly 1/2 of the world's population, so more than 3 billion people, live on less than $2.50 a day. According to DoSomething.org, 1 billion children worldwide live in poverty. Without fair schooling, poverty, increase in crime rate, and illiteracy are all likely situations. Clearly, an educated world is a preferable world, and nothing should stand in the way of that. Countries need to focus on recruiting, training, and supporting qualified teachers. If illiteracy rates continue to decrease, the future of this world is in jeopardy. Humanity must band together to give children in developing countries the right to education.